vlog. Finally, I have time to sit down and actually, record something. Well, let me think about what's been going on for the past couple days. Well, Halloween was last night, and that was so much fun. I got together with a couple of my friends. We went to go see Saw 3. And just a note on Saw, I've never seen Saw 1 or 2. So, basically, me seeing Saw 3 was the first time, and I spent the entire time. Okay, this is the number I do during scary movies, okay? You take your hands like this, and you take this part, the outside of your hand, and you kind of stuff it in your eyeballs. And what this does is it allows you to see, you go like this. It allows you to cover your eyes, and since you got your fingers, you can put your fingers in your ears. So you go like this. And so that way you don't have to hear and you don't have to see. I mean, I understand that you could do that whole, close your eyes thing. But closing your eyes isn't as effective as, actually covering them. So, that's just my theory on things. But I definitely did that maneuver, the entire movie. I'm surprised that I even got to see half of it because I was seriously, hiding the entire time. And at one point I was going like this, and I kind of looked over at the guys I was with, and my one friend Daniel, who lives up the hall, he looks over at me, he's like, Becca, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, nothing, I'm cool. And then afterwards he's like, damn, Becca, I thought, out of anyone in the world he'd be able to handle Saw. And I'm like, well, shoot me in the fucking face for having a vagina, God. I'm just a big pussy, that's what it is. And then after that, we went to Hunt's house. I don't know what it is. It's some place in Virginia Beach where, you go in this big farm field and they, set up this little route and they have actors that dress up as scary things and jump out at you. It's basically like Fright Fest at King's Dominion, except it's scarier. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot scarier. And so you have to go through 3 things. The first one isn't so bad, it's just kind of jumpy. Second one's worse because they have a lot of things jumping at you. Third one is the absolute worst because you're on a hayride and people jump up on the cart when you're not paying attention and they scare the shit out of you, not gonna lie. And so that was a lot of fun. I went with Daniel, Craig, and Becky. And yeah, I have a friend named Becky. How cool is that? I'm really glad that I'm making a lot of friends. It kind of worried me that I was being antisocial for a long time, but I'm feeling a lot better now. And Amber definitely thinks I'm doing better. She would come up to me all the time and be like, Becca, you need to get out! And I'm like, ugh, I don't want to go out. But I'm glad that I could do something for Halloween and not have to worry about getting drunk at a party. So, this is the first full week, I think, of Trim Spa. And, yeah, I think it is a week. I can tell that I'm kind of losing fat. I don't want to show you guys because I'm still chubby face McGee. But you can see, my neck isn't so bad. Hold on. Ooh, come back. Ooh, my neck isn't so bad. At least, that chin thing isn't going, anymore. I'm still a little bit chubby on the face, but that's okay. But, boobs are the same size. That's good. Butt is actually getting smaller. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I kind of like my butt being big because, it gets a lot of attention. But, if it's an improvement for my body, then I'll take it. But I need to weigh myself. I still haven't been able to weigh myself. I'm hoping that the next time I go weigh myself, I'll be 190 or something. I'm praying. It's not going to happen. I won't even be 195. I'll still probably be 200. But I'm praying for 190 because that would be so cool. Oh my god, that means I'd only have to lose 10 more pounds. I only have to lose 20 pounds. That's it. From 200 to 180. That's it. So, crossing fingers, guys. It's hard. I was talking to someone today, and he's a med student, so, he kind of has to learn about diabetes and shit like that. And he was like, if a lot of people make fun of you about diabetes, realize that there's 2 types. You have type 1, which means that you really can't help it. Like, type 2 people, that's just them being lazy and fat. But type 1 people, it's like I take a drug that makes me fat. And I've said this 500 times. You people don't care. Alright, so, but speaking of butts and big butts, and oh my god. Daniel's roommate, Tony, is, oh my god, this kid is weird. So, I don't really talk to him that often because every time I do, he seems to have this kind of aura that he doesn't like people, or at least he doesn't like me. Like, that's the impression I always get, because he's kind of bitchy and snappy, like, all the time. And so the other night, Daniel was in the room, but then he left to go study, so it was just me and Tony. And Tony and I are talking, and he's just like, okay, ask me a question. And I'm like, what kind of question? He's like, any question at all, just ask me a question. And I'm like, what's your favorite color? He's like, no, not that kind of question. I mean, like, an awkward question, like the size of my penis. Ask me about my penis. And I'm like, who does that sort of thing? And so, I humored him. I said, fine, how big is your penis? He's just like, well, I don't really know, because I haven't measured it. And we get into this whole debate, like, what do you like sexually, and blah, blah, blah. And basically, at the end, I was like, is this just one big excuse to, like, ask me if I will give you oral sex? And he's just like, well, not really, but yeah. And so I'm like, I bet your girlfriend's really gonna like this. And he's like, well, my girlfriend doesn't know, won't hurt her. And I'm like, so you just basically want to, like, hook up, but with no emotional attachment, just the friends with benefits, and your girlfriend in Northern Virginia will never know. And he's like, yeah, pretty much. And I still don't know how I feel about that. I mean, on the one hand, it's Tony, and he's at least experienced in the field of sexual things, unlike everyone else that I've ever gotten together with. Jesus Christ, superstar. It's like I make out with retards. I don't know. That just might be me. Anyone else who makes out with retards, feel free to tell me about it, because it sucks. But, at least he's experienced, and I have no sexual outlet whatsoever here, because everyone is fucking dumb. But, sorry, I was getting uncomfortable. There we go. But it's like, what do I do? I mean, I guess I wouldn't feel too bad. But the only thing I feel bad about is that he has another girl here that he likes. I think her name's Callie. But he sweats her so bad. And it's like, don't talk to me about this kind of stuff if you like someone else and you already have a girlfriend. I don't even know why this is an issue for me. If I was anyone else, like, looking at my situation, I would just be like, fuck off that jigga. I won't use the N-word because I might have viewers who would be offended by that. I don't mean it in the bad way. It's just like, it's pop culture. What am I gonna do? So, I guess that's it. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to write me or, like, leave comments. I haven't gotten any questions, so, you know what? F you and your questions. Fuck them. That's okay, I'll still answer them. Just give me some. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later when I have time. Bye.